Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today we continue with the spoiler for the GL series, The Water of the Four Elements. Let's begin. Lada paused for a moment before opening the door of Apo's luxurious car. For the past 2 nights, he had been the one driving her home after work. He had been staying late and taking responsibility for making sure she got back safely. But deep down, Lada knew this wouldn't last forever. Once she stopped working late, Apo would no longer have a reason to drive her home. Trying to keep the moment going, she asked softly, "Do you have any plans this weekend? It's my day off, right?" Apo replied calmly that she needed to prepare for the upcoming chef project and wouldn't be coming into work. Quickly, Lada smiled and said, "Then I'll compensate you, maybe with a delicious meal, boss." Apo gave a faint smile. "You know I always accept your food as payment." "Then it's settled. See you Sunday, boss." Since Apo didn't refuse, Lada took it as a yes. For her, just being included in such an important project was already a big opportunity. Even as a newcomer, she felt motivated to give her best and hoped that one day she might receive praise from her boss. Later, someone suddenly approached her. "You seem very excited. What are you doing here? Didn't you say it would be dangerous if someone saw you?" Lada was caught off guard. "If I hadn't come to wait for you at the condo, I wouldn't have known Apo was the one bringing you home," the person said sharply. Lada tried to explain, but the tension only grew. The conversation quickly shifted to Wateen's new food project. From what she knew, Apo was leading it, but she wasn't directly involved, so her information was limited. Then came an unexpected order. "If you can't get information about the project, stop wasting time." Lada frowned. "What do you mean?" "You're released from that mission. Instead, make the project fail. Make sure all of Apo's efforts go to waste." Lada froze in shock. Why would her brother, Pinpot, ask her to sabotage something she was already a part of? She had seen the team's hard work with her own eyes. She had stayed quiet before, wanting to understand the situation first, but now everything was clear. He wanted to play dirty. Pinpot continued, pressuring her. He reminded her of their struggling family business and how their hotel was on the verge of bankruptcy. He made it sound like this was their only chance to survive and to take revenge on Wateen. Lada felt torn. "If I do that, it would mean I'm betraying Wateen," she said quietly. "Are you on their side now? Is family no longer the most important thing to you?" Lada shook her head. "It's not about sides, I just don't want to use dishonest methods." But Pinpot didn't listen. He left her with a heavy burden, forcing her to choose between her principles and her family. The next day, Lada seemed distracted at work. Apo noticed immediately. "If you're not comfortable working this weekend, you should have said so earlier. You seem distracted. Is something wrong?" Lada hesitated, then softly replied that it was just something small, but in reality, it was a problem that had been keeping her awake all night. Apo spoke firmly but gently. "Personal problems and work should be kept separate. Don't let your worries affect your responsibilities." Lada lowered her head. "I'm sorry, boss. It won't happen again." Apo didn't scold her harshly, which only made Lada feel more guilty. Later, after a long day of meetings for the upcoming chef project, Apo suggested dropping Lada off, but Lada insisted on going with her instead. She didn't want to be alone with her thoughts. As they walked together, Lada suddenly asked, "If you had to choose between your family and doing the right thing, what would you choose?" Apo answered without hesitation, "What's right?" Lada was surprised. "Wouldn't you hesitate? Family is important." Apo nodded. "Yes, but a good family would never ask you to do something wrong." Those words stayed with Lada. They made her feel lighter, as if a weight had been lifted from her chest. Soon, they arrived at a shop where Apo was preparing for the upcoming launch event. She needed a new outfit. Even though Apo said there was no need to try it on, Lada insisted. "It's an important event. Everything has to be perfect." After some persuasion, Apo finally agreed. When she stepped out of the fitting room, she was wearing a sleek navy suit paired with a crisp shirt. She stood in front of the mirror, examining herself. Lada watched closely, then stepped forward. "Wait, let me fix a few things." She carefully adjusted the suit, smoothing every detail with precision and care. "There, now it's perfect. You look amazing, boss." Apo looked at her and smiled, clearly satisfied. Even though it was just a fitting, Lada paid attention to every small detail. She wanted everything to be flawless for Apo's big day. At that moment, Lada had already made her decision. No matter how difficult things became, she would stand by her principles. She would not betray the team or destroy the project. But if Watine ever played dirty, she wouldn't hesitate to fight back.